Hey everyone, Robbie the Painter here. Thank you, Becca, for blue. Hello, welcome back. Robbie the Painter here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I think it's going to be a fun episode. This is the beginner series, and we're going to continue on this painting here. Now, it started out with this, just the simple sky. Then we did this, the simple background. This episode, we're going to be putting in the foreground, something a little closer that makes all this here look farther back than it already is. So that's going to be our focus. If you guys have never done any painting, I think this is something you guys could do. Follow along with the simple sky, the simple background, and I know you guys can do it too. So let's get started, and I'll run the colors we're using, the oil paints right here. And remember, we use odorless mineral spirits or odorless paint thinner to clean our brush. And in fact, that's what I'm going to be using to thin my paint. This does not have liquid white on it. This is, for the most part, dry. As I'm touching it, I hope it's dry. If it's not, I'll find out. With that in mind, I want to talk a little bit about what we've got so far. We put the simple sky, right? We've got a simple background. We've got some blue mountainy stuff back there, and it kind of disappears. And then we've got some tree lines, and then this bare limb tree here. And I said we probably weren't going to put leaves on it. I still haven't decided that yet. We'll figure that out before this episode's done. But is there anything else we want to add to the background before we come forward? I like to put the sky in first, then work forward from far away and working closer. That's what I like to do. I want to know what you guys think. Should we add anything else to the background? Do you see anything? I'm seeing something. Let's say you followed along with me so far, and you've got a painting that's similar. What can we do to it? Let's put some stars in the sky, because this could be midnight, or it could be dusk. It could be dawn. We don't know with a sky like this and these colors. Moonlight could be lighting this up. So I'm thinking let's throw in some stars. All right, let's grab a toothbrush, dip into some mineral spirits or paint thinner, touch the titanium white, and just work that into the bristles. What we're gonna do is take our toothbrush and hold it up here, and then take our finger and pull back and aim it at the sky and put some stars up here. You guys put as many as you want. All right, I'm gonna stop there. That's a few stars. There we go. We just added something else, little detail. Do we want a moon up there, or do we want a planet? We could, and this is still background. We're gonna move to the foreground here in a second. I wish this was a live, I'm gonna have to do a live episode so I can actually ask you guys, and you guys can say, ooh, do a planet, or do a moon, do this or that. I wonder if we could do a quick planet. Let's do that. Grab the paint palette. I'm gonna put my finger in the titanium white. Oh no! Let's go right over here. Let's go around in a circle. Okay, maybe let's do two. Let's do one up here. Oh. Okay, we can't have just two. Let's do three. Let's do a little one right next to that one. All right, that looks good. Okay, there's our three planets. Now, I'm gonna use a little flat brush. I think this is like a 3/4 inch flat brush. Let's see here. Dip into a little mineral spirits, a little thinner. I'll just call it thinner. What colors do I have? I've got purple up here. Let's tone that down. So I grabbed a little purple. Now I'm going through this titanium. Notice I have titanium white over here. That's for mixing over here. And I've got titanium white over here. I've got two little piles going, so I don't have to go back and forth. All right, with a light purple, let's come up here and just outline a little of this. And we're just gonna touch and dab and touch and dab. So we're not covering the whole thing with purple, okay? Then I'm gonna go into straight purple. Let's come over to this dark side. There, you guys are zoomed in a little bit better. So I just kind of took that light purple and I dabbed on, we're gonna say the right-hand side of these planets is light and the other side is dark. That's what we're gonna say. I've got dark purple on my brush. We're just gonna make a shadow side. Kind of like when you do mountains and that, you've got one side that's a little brighter, the other side's your shadow side. Back into some purple. Let's define our side just a little bit. And I didn't make a straight line down with this dark purple. Make it odd shaped. Squiggle a little bit. And I'm going to go into a little of my midnight black and come on this far edge and really darken that. And then work my way back into the purple. Maybe add a little dark elements into this. Maybe there's a crater or a crack or something. Just touching here or there. Don't need too much in there. How's that look? That's not too bad. Again, the planet's not our focus here. We're gonna move on. And I'm just showing you how you can do a quick planet. I love doing the spray paint planets, but if I was gonna do that, I would have done those first and then put the blue over that. But if we're gonna use oil paints and paint them, this is probably how I would do it. I think we're gonna leave this one white. You know what? Let's make this one black and white. We'll just do that. I've got some ideas for our foreground colors here, and so we'll keep these planets kind of simple. Let's go to a liner brush, a little bit of thinner. Let's go into a little midnight black. If this is nighttime, let's say the sun's gone down back here, the two insides might be our light and the outsides will be dark. Let's say this is a dark side here. So we're just gonna make this half of the planet dark. That's what we'll do. A little more black. This is our dark side, shadow side of our planet. I wasn't gonna put planets in this one. I kind of got the idea from a fellow painter who saw my last video and said, oh, you need to do more planets. Somebody else said put a dragon in. We will do that on a future episode. We'll add a few planets in on this one. So I'm just gonna make some squiggly lines here across this planet. Let's clean that brush off, the liner brush, straight titanium white. And we're gonna lighten up this edge right here. And kind of blur this line here, the division line between light and dark side. And let's grab some more white while we're here. Didn't really highlight this edge on the purple one. Try to keep a steady hand. We're just trying to keep that circle shape. You know what? If it's not perfect, it's all right. Again, you're doing this for you. Unless, of course, you're doing a commission. I've never done commissions. I don't like painting for someone else. There we go. Okay, and stand back. Not too bad. We're going to leave that one white. Okay, let's come forward. And don't get me wrong, if you guys are learning to paint, to do this for a living and make money at it, or do commissions, more power to you. I like to be creative when I like to be creative, and to have somebody say, I need you to do this, or I need you to do that. Part of it is I don't have the skill to do that. I'm a self-taught painter, so I'm just doing my thing and showing you guys what I do. That's the main thing. Oh, I got some stars down here when I was using my toothbrush. Let's just rub. Not too noticeable. You know, they could be fireflies. My dad's family, my grandmother and all my uncles live in southern Illinois. A lot of them have passed on now, but they would have fireflies in southern Illinois. Lots of bugs, hot summers. And my brother and I would go back there and spend summers in that, but we loved the fireflies. Those were so cool. That and fishing. I miss fishing. We're gonna work on this area here, okay? There we go. Got you guys zoomed in. Should be able to see this area. What can you do to a painting that you've got some background, you've got your sky? What can you do to make something come forward? Well, one of the things I've done in several of my paintings is to put a path. In fact, the painting I just finished doing, the precipice, featuring the mysterious stranger, this one here, has a little path next to it. So I think we're going to do something similar, just slightly different. So the first thing we're going to do is put some dark on the canvas. So I'm going to take a 1-inch brush, a little bit of thinner. I'm into the midnight black. Let's pull some sap green. What I want is that beautiful dark green color. We're going to draw our pathway, and I want it to come from back here and come forward. I look at it for a second. You guys do the same thing. Figure out where your path. You don't want to start up here and draw down. I mean, you could, but that's an odd angle. It would be better to come from here and come across. Let's start low and let's come across for our path. Let's see what that looks like. All right, a little more color. And I think this part in here is going to be the path. We're going to put something here and put something on this side. A little more thinner, go into that midnight black sap green. And let's add some foliage. We're just going to touch. So I'm following this line we just put in right here. Okay? And we want it darkest down at the bottom. We're putting in some bushes. I think they're bushes. Darkest where the light wouldn't hit, and then we'll come up and get a little lighter so you can see some light between that. Dark down here at the base, a little bit lighter. And we're going to get, our bushes are going to get bigger as we come closer. In fact, this one goes up and off like that. All right. These are smaller back here because our path starts from farther back. I may not even have gone high enough. You could leave it like this and call it done. That's not a bad painting. I think I am going to correct what I saw earlier. Hold on to your biscuits.
Oh no!
You can leave it like that, but I'm not gonna. Let's change it. Same 1-inch brush. Oh no, Rob. Going back into a little bit of black, a little bit of green. This time I'm not dipping into the paint thinner. I think there's still enough on this brush. Small bushes back here, just like we did before. Darker at the bottom. And if you have to turn your brush sideways and push like that to get dark at the bottom, you can do that. We're just going to put some bushes here. If you start running out of paint, a little more green, a little more black. And we're gonna push and go up and you go down. You see how this isn't, we're not doing a, straight line of bushes. You don't want all these the same height. So we go up and we go down. And maybe here. And something underneath. Okay. Changing our path dimension just a little bit. It's all right. I have a 1-inch angle brush. I'm gonna dip it in a little thinner. And I think we're gonna do this path real quick. Gonna add some color. Let's try a little white, little titanium white, and see what that looks like before I go grabbing a completely different color that I don't have here. So I'm gonna add some white right down the center. So center of our path. Here's the edge of this side of the path, and underneath these bushes is the other side. So I want to stay down this middle here. Let's see, just kind of feather it back and forth. May have gotten too much. It's not horrible. Let's wipe that off. I'm not even going to rinse it. I just want to dry this brush just a little bit so I'm not. And then I'm going to come and smooth a little bit of that. Just a little. Let's see. Not bad. That's not bad. We could grab a little bit of black, a little midnight black. So towards the edges over here, it might be, let's see, where's our edge of the path? Somewhere around here. I'm just going to squiggle back and forth, something like that, and then pull it. And darken that up just a little bit. Grab some straight sap green, because there's still black on my brush. Straight sap green. And touch that. I think we're going to leave that alone. Again, we're going simple. It's not going to be simple if I keep messing with it, and you guys aren't going to be able to do it if I make it too complicated. So we're going to keep this simple. We've created a pathway with some bushes on one side and some, greenery on this side and that. So what we're going to do is put some highlights on these bushes, go back to our 1-inch, make sure it's clean, and let's pick a color to highlight these bushes. I'm thinking pink. I've got bright red and I've got white. White and red makes pink. So let's grab a little of that white. Let's bring it down here. A little red. And just gonna push that in. And I've got all that color you see on the end of my brush. And we're gonna lightly start at the tops of these bushes. Remember, if our light is coming from back here somewhere, moon or whatever, under here, under these bushes, it's gonna be a little darker. So we wanna make sure this pink goes at the top and don't hit every one of these bushes. Just a couple. Skip a little bit. Change the shape. And I'm just, again, I'm not pushing very hard. Leave. You notice I left dark places in here. So if you put your highlight color, this could be pink or green or whatever, yellow, whatever your highlight color is, and you put it on right here, make sure you leave a little dark before you put your next bush in down here. Leave a little bit of dark. Okay, and you put as many as you want or as few. This is starting to turn a little white. I'm getting down by the path. But you get the idea. There, we just added some color to this mainly green and blue painting. Now we've got a little pink and white. I'm gonna have to cover that tree up because it's behind our perspective. All that work we did on the roots, we just covered it up. That tree's behind there. That's okay. Maybe we'll put some flowers on this side. Let's put our dark in first. Go back to our midnight black, a little bit of sap green, a little both, a little bit of thinner, and we're just gonna touch. Okay, there we go. Wash that off again. Let's go back into that pink, a little bit of the red, a little white, that pink color we've got. That's bright red and titanium white. And obviously if you have more white than red, you're gonna have a lighter pink. And if you want this to be red, you know, less white in there. I just thought, I don't use pink very often. Why not? Let's use it. And then stand back, like I always say, stand back, see what you've got. I think I do want to add a little bit of dark underneath here. Let's go back to our flat brush, 1-inch angle brush. I like this thing. Mostly midnight black. We're gonna just darken in underneath these bushes. Every now and then, we're gonna kind of pull out. Make sure we pull out the same. We don't want to pull straight down. We want to pull over like that. Remember when we put this white on here for this path, you go horizontal. It's almost like doing your water. You want to make sure you're kind of pulling in the same direction. There we go. Just adding a little bit of dark to this side. Sometimes we can lay our brush there and see what that does, and then it might create something cool. You know what? I think we're gonna grab straight titanium white and just put a couple highlights on that path. I was debating whether to bring some of that cadmium yellow that we've got back here, but if this is our foreground, it's getting closer. I'm gonna lighten that up even more. So I'm gonna go and do a little titanium white. And if this doesn't look good, you know what? We'll rub it until we get back to this. So stand back. We just want a highlight in a couple spots. Okay, stand back. That's too much. Just pull it a little bit. We're just going to stick to kind of the center of the path for this white. I keep stepping back. See if I need to tone it down just a little bit. Something looks wrong or it's going up and down instead of that way, then I'm taking my brush and I'm just fixing it. Just work it until you stand back and you like it. I'm thinking that's pretty cool. Now, if we really want to bring this to the foreground and make that look farther back, well, let's put a tree in. Big tree. There we go. Another one that comes here and maybe goes out a little bit and then back in. Just takes up this whole corner. That's a big tree. Okay. Yep, we just went right through our sky, across our background. I just went across the planet. That pushes the planet behind our tree. This gives us a little perspective. You guys are saying, oh no, Rob, what in the world have you done? Well, I'm just showing you how you take a simple sky and then you put a distant background and you put a foreground that pushes that whole thing back. And this is how you do it. Oh, you can't see what I was just doing. Oh my goodness, I should have looked at my monitor. All right. So I went through the planet, went all the way up to the top, put this one out here. I'm just adding a few limbs here and there. Let's see, don't need too many. And I'm using this big brush. I should probably get my liner brush and then I could do some squiggly stuff, but maybe we can do it with this. Something like that. That one goes around. There's one right here. It goes off that way and comes out behind. Again, I'm not going to put too many on here. I think we're going to sign this one. We could do some highlights on this if you guys, I don't know how long I want to make this episode. Again, this is beginner series, so I want to give you guys stuff that's a little challenging, but that you can do. And this is how you can take a painting that looks good, with a simple sky and maybe a little background, and throw something right up in your face in the foreground, and it changes your whole perspective. So let's dip into a little thinner. Oh, you know what? Let's go into the red. A little tribute to Bob Ross. He always used the bright red when he signed. There we go. We have a signed painting. We're going to call this one done. I'm going to do more on the beginner series and probably tackle some, make it even more simple. I bought some canvas boards, a bunch of them, and I think I'm going to focus on just a tree and water and using your brush, because I don't want to teach you to copy me. I want to teach you how to do brush strokes, and then you can do your own paintings. So, I mean, it's okay if you copy what I'm doing. You know, this is out of my head. This is not anybody else's painting, although there's, I don't know, probably somebody else out there might have done something similar, but this is my own painting. You guys are welcome to, you know, try to do this one. But if you want your tree on this side and you want that back there and you want the path to be on the left side instead of the right side, you can do that. I want to show you how you guys can take and do that. You won't, when I'm done teaching you, I want you guys to be able to do it without having to watch me. You can still watch me though. I don't want you to ever quit watching me. Thank you so much for being here. And to my regulars, my mom, my brother, my sister, my daughters. Hey guys, thank you for watching. And my subscribers that have been there from the beginning, Carol and Sherry and Sherry. Thank you guys so much. I'm glad that you enjoy listening to me ramble and watching me do this. I had fun with this one. I think this was a really cool painting. This is gonna look good framed. It's gonna look good framed. I also have some other big news that I'll be talking about here soon. I'm hoping to have t-shirts and some merchandise in case you guys would like that. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I will see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.